I officially don't know what the hell is going on this show. I've not read a book. I didn't watch the preview. I didn't do any kind of pre-research before I turned on this show. And I'm gonna learn my lesson about doing that, y'all. Hey y'all, it's Chelsea Elizabeth, and I am feeling so much better. Thank you for everybody who flooded the comments and y'all were asking all about how I was doing. I really appreciated it. None of y'all did that. None of y'all cared about that I was sick, but it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I wanted to jump on here today to talk about this show that I've been watching while I was sick. It's weird, y'all. It's weird. It's cool, but it's weird. And I'm an Apple TV fanatic, so I thought, you know what? Let me let them know what I'm watching. Maybe they'll be into this kind of thing too. I don't know what y'all are into, but this is what I like, and so let's just see what y'all think. So there's this new show on Apple TV called Pluribus. I've not read a book. I didn't watch the preview. I didn't do any kind of pre-research before I turned on this show. And I'm gonna learn my lesson about doing that, y'all. I usually don't. I usually forego trailers. I just jump right in. I kind of love the idea. I like finding my way through it. And I like predicting what's gonna happen. And sometimes trailers can kind of give it all away, and I don't really want that, okay? But that's, I didn't do that for this show. I jumped right in. This is a perfect episode, by the way, for anybody that's already seen the show. For anybody that's thinking about seeing the show, I'll try to limit the spoilers here. I won't give you the plot, but I will let you know what's going on in this show, okay? So we're thrown in. There's this author, her name is Carol, right? She writes romance novels, and we are first introduced to Carol because she's at a book signing for her latest book. I can't remember what the name of it was, but I remember that the main character's name was Robon, right? And it's like the perfect name for a main character in a romance novel. Y'all know how I am about names just fitting the theme and the plot. I love that so much. It's like, I love it. So Robon is the name of her main character, and we're introduced to her. She's got a pretty a pretty good following of people who are obsessed with these books that she writes. And, you know, Carol she's, responsive to the people. She, seems to really like her fans. She is very into the novel. She's signing things, she's interacting with them. And, it's funny, after the signing ends, she ain't that nice. She ain't that nice. She's like this cynical, I really like her sense of humor, but she's very cynical. It's very dark humor, kind of pessimistic person almost. But she's a writer who writes romance novels, which, if you ask me, you got to be really hopeful and happy to write a romance novel. Okay, that's just my opinion. But that's not Carol at all. And so I'm already intrigued because my theory is you got to be kind of cynical and pessimistic to be really funny. I don't know why, but that's just my theory. Don't ask me about it. I have no background. I've got nothing to support it. No thesis I've written. That's just my take. I think you kind of got to be a little sad, a little depressed, a little almost crazy to be really funny. And so when I see that this is her personality, I'm hooked because I'm like, okay, wait, this is going to be a hilarious show, right? Well, then it takes this insane turn. She's with what I guess is like either her manager, her booking agent, her publicist. I don't know who this person is. Her name is Helen. And honestly, y'all, I don't really know the relationship between her and her good friend Helen. It's a little questionable for me. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm off base here, but I don't necessarily just get only friend vibes from her and her friend Helen. I don't know. They're friends, but I don't know. I don't know. I get a weird, interesting vibe from Carol and Helen. Y'all do some investigating and let me know what you think. I could be completely off base, y'all. Let me know. But something's up there. Something's up with that relationship. I don't know. Anyway, so something happens to her friend Helen, and it just kickstarts this chain of events of weirdness. All right. So the whole world just kind of, and again, y'all, this is I like what I like to call tech-fi or like bio-fi. I don't really like to claim sci-fi because I am not into like aliens and like things that are unrealistic and things that can't actually happen. Now, hey, the alien argument has been made a lot recently, more modernly, so maybe I need to revisit how I feel about that. But I'm not really one for like the witches and the warlocks, if that makes sense, right? So and then maybe that's fantasy. Maybe that's actually fantasy, and maybe I can say I'm a sci-fi kind of girl. I like things that kind of make me really think, right? So like Severance, and what was that show Apple TV did with like it was like the money show, the money machine show, or it was something like that on Apple TV. I might insert a clip of it here for you to go check that one out. But like, just kind of weird shows. I'm into it. And Apple TV does a really, really good job with these kinds of shows. So anyway, fast forward, something weird happens with Helen, the questionable friend. And it just sets off this chain of events of everybody in the world kind of melds together, and like everyone in the world's one vessel. And it's not just where Carol and Helen live, it's like the whole world has been impacted by this. It's like they can't handle anyone not being happy or anyone being angry or dissatisfied. Everyone's whole mission and role is to placate Carol and keep her happy, because she is not one of them and they know it. And they're trying to figure out how to make her blissfully, ignorantly happy and one with them. Y'all know, like I said, Carol is not the girl to play with. She is not happy go lucky. So she struggles with this because these people that are here to serve her and keep her happy, they can't take when she gets angry or sad or mad, and it ultimately impacts them in insane, strange ways that I can't figure out why or what to make of it. You know how the Silo, for example, or even something like the Black Mirror, where you can kind of see the parallels they're trying to draw between what's going on in the show and like what's happening in the real modern world. Well, like, I don't know. I don't get it with Pluribus yet. I'm not saying there's not something there, because I feel there's something there in my heart, but I can't quite make it out. And so I'm watching this show, and there's a lot of craziness going on. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I'm just going to say, y'all, please take this ride with me. Watch this show. Let's just see, like, what is happening. But I want to say this, there's a few notable things I want to call out. Y'all know how we are over perfection and like in your face marketing, like, oh, Sharpie sponsored this video. Sharpie did not sponsor this video, by the way. Sharpie had nothing to do with this video. I just needed something to clip my mic onto so that it wouldn't be click clacking all around. Okay. So there's that. But you know how we're over the influencers, the remember flat tummy tea? Like, we're over the whole, this is what I use to have the perfect skin. And it's like obviously nothing they use. In your face, kind of like, I don't even know, like just tacky marketing, right? We kind of wanted to be a little bit more subtle and hinted at. And y'all know I do marketing and PR for a living. I'm a marketing and PR strategist. I have a master's in digital marketing and analytics. So like, this is my bag. This is what I do. And there were just a few things I wanted to call out about this show that I already love so far, y'all, because please know that all the money it takes that goes into recording a show or a movie, nothing is on that camera screen by accident. It is all by design. In fact, there are several people whose main job is exactly that, controlling what is on that screen. Y'all, and I'm sorry about this little piece of air that's in the way, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So one thing I want to call out, there's a scene where, like I said, everyone is kind of one person in this new world with whatever's happened. And so Carol, who's very independent, tries to just go grocery shopping. She just wants to feel like a normal girl and just go grocery shopping, okay? So she pulls up to her Sprouts, and there's nothing in the store, because another interesting thing about the people that have consolidated in this world is that they are very into conservation and sustainability. You'll learn more about that in the show. I don't want to spoil too much because maybe there's something there. We'll see. But they're very much into conservation and things of that nature. So they've consolidated all of the resources in, I guess, places that are easily accessible for everyone. Because, I mean, these are still human beings. They still need to eat. They still have got to maintain their hygiene, etc. But like I said, one of their main things is to keep Carol happy, to placate her. So she gets to the Sprouts and there's nothing there, and she's like about to lose it. And she's like, listen, I just want to go grocery shopping. Put everything back in my Sprouts. So it wasn't about Sprouts. It was just about Carol really enjoying Sprouts. And it was a shameless plug, and I loved it. I loved it. I wanted to shop at Sprouts. Not only that, a random side note, they had to come in. There were like 8 trucks, maybe more than that, that came in to like restock the Sprouts. It was completely barren. It was empty. They came in to restock it. And that was the first time I ever thought about the fact that you actually have to put groceries inside of a grocery store. Like, call me crazy, but I've never done PR and marketing for a grocery store before. All right, so call me crazy, but you really have to load every single item into the store, y'all. I never thought about that. That is quite insane. Anyway, side note. So all these people come to load up the store, then they go about their day, and then Carol gets her grocery shopping done. Right? And again, she doesn't have to grocery shop. She could just tell them what she wants and they would bring it to her because they're supposed to be making her happy. But she's an independent girl, so she doesn't do that. All right, so that was one of them. Another one was, again, everybody's molded into one person. So it's like a sense of shared community knowledge. That doesn't make any sense to you right now if you haven't seen the show. If you have, drop in the comments if that was a great way to kind of like articulate what's happening here, because I feel like I ate with that. But if not, watch it, then it'll make sense to you. Then come back and let me know what you think. But okay, so like in one of the scenes, there's someone flying a plane that like was a TGI Fridays hostess because it's shared knowledge. So she has the same knowledge as a pilot who's been flying planes for 1,200 hours, right? For 60 years. I don't know if that's even a lot of hours, y'all. I don't know nothing about it. But my point is, she was flying the plane because she has the shared knowledge of people that can expertly fly a plane. Shameless plug for TGI Fridays. I wanted to go to TGI Fridays. Y'all, I'm loving this show so far. Another example, Carol talks to this guy from hey, he has on a DHL uniform. Shameless. No one says DHL. It doesn't even like there's no mention, but it's on his name, his shirt, his uniform shirt. And y'all, as a marketing nerd, I just am loving this show so far. Trust me and know that none of this product placement is by accident. It is all by design. And I'm just excited. I probably have missed some. Let me know in the comments if I have. But I am just loving what Apple is doing with this show. The marketing is next level. Okay, and I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to say that they are going all in on the immersive marketing for this video. I was on Apple TV and there was like a number, and it might still be there. Y'all check it out. Go on the app. You could call the number just like Carol calls the number in the show, and you call it and it's like it's talking to you like you're Carol. And then you can like text the number and it'll like keep you, it'll send you things, right, as you're watching the show. So the other day, I get a text from them and it's asking me to download in iBooks, y'all. It's asking me to download Carol's book. I was like, what in the world? So I'm reading the synopsis of this book. Y'all, it is so interesting. You get to hear a little bit of Carol's voice and how she writes, her style. I read even the reviews. They're fake, y'all, but I read them and it was so funny. Some people were like, oh, we love this book. This is amazing. Robin is amazing. And then there are some people that are like, my wife bought me this book and I hated it. It's hilarious how far out they went to really kind of like pull this thing through. I love, y'all, immersive interactive marketing. And you can actually download the book. Like I tried to download the book, but child, Apple, y'all know I got to rob Peter to pay Apple to download anything right now. So I wasn't able to read it, y'all. So if you are good with Apple right now, please go hurry up and download it, y'all, before they try to hurry up and charge you for something, because you never know. But I really like this show. Yeah, it's my look forward to right now. It is truly my one look forward to, my one guilty pleasure right now, because there's just not a lot else out there. And we're deep into the fall now, y'all. So I don't know what's going on with that. But drop in the comments if there's any shows that you think I would like, any shows that you're loving right now that I need to give a watch, or even better, let me know in the comments what y'all think of Pluribus. Okay, what is going on? What am I missing? Let me know if I'm missing something. Don't spoil too much. But am I? What's tea? So yeah, y'all, thank y'all so much for listening to my yap session. And if this is the kind of content you like, go ahead and subscribe. And even if not, like it so that I can show back up on your algorithm so we can yap again, girl. Let's just keep it going. But check out this show. We're watching it together, y'all. 10 out of 10. I'm recommending it. Go ahead. Bye, y'all. See you next time.